Closely, Kentucky senators are taking aim now at what they call divisive concepts endorsed in colleges across Kentucky. Senate Bill number 6 directly references diversity, equity, and inclusion at universities across the state. Sponsors of the bill believe these policies can cause discrimination. The bill is complicated, but here are some of the defining parts. Under the proposal, students or staff members of a college cannot be penalized for refusing to support or believe in a divisive concept, which is any concept that could be seen as divisive when it comes to race or sex. The school will also not be able to ask an applicant about their specific ideologies or require training surrounding a divisive topic. The bill paves the way for lawsuits against schools, saying a student or employee can sue the university or any of its staff members. Senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez has been looking closely into this proposal that's already been making headway in Frankfort. Really, we started learning about this, about a week or two ago?
Doug, it only took a couple days into the legislative session to give you a sense of this urgency for this bill to be both filed as well as assigned to a committee. Now, it's being sponsored by some of the more powerful Republicans in leadership. Translation, DEI will likely be a point of contention over the next couple of months here or over there in Frankfort. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is defined as a model for fair treatment in workplaces and schools. But to start 2024, top Republican senators are pushing back against an effort they claim can discriminate against certain people in hiring and admission to college. Kentucky Senate Bill 6 states students and faculty at public universities and colleges cannot be penalized for refusing to support DEI measures deemed to be divisive. In a release, the bill's primary sponsor, Republican Senator Mike Wilson of Bowling Green, said, quote, "We've seen a trend in DEI policies in our public universities that attempt to divide instead of unite people in that microcosm of society." Wilson did not mention a specific instance in the release itself.
I just worry that it will ignite a broader sentiment around the already declining support for DEI.
Nikki Lanier runs a racial equity advisory firm here in Louisville. She worries about the precedent the bill would set if passed to move away from DEI.
They are necessary doctrines for us to learn in order to maintain the competitive edge.
And the ripple effects that she believes could follow, especially on the heels of the U.S. Supreme Court striking down affirmative action.
It's a very dangerous presumption that we're making and assuming that the demise of DEI is somehow serving to the benefit of the American populace.
Meanwhile, Republican Senate President Robert Stivers was asked directly about these efforts last week.
A couple of things that we want to make sure of is that we do things that don't hurt us in one way or another, and we want to be measured in what we do.
And it's important to note the bill itself wouldn't outlaw DEI measures by name, rather only if individual programs are deemed to be divisive. Now, if students or faculty file lawsuits against universities and win, each of those payouts, Doug, could range from $1,000 to $100,000 per suit.
Okay, Isaiah, thank you very much.